Now, when I grew up in the dangerous streets of Romania, we were actually taught how to critically think at school. And critical thinking means that the teacher really doesn't care about what you think. They only care about how you reached that conclusion. So, if a kid was to say that 2 plus 2 equals 5, the teacher wouldn't care. They would just ask, how did you reach that conclusion? And if you actually manage to show that, no, like, look, I have two sticks here, I have two sticks there, and when I put them together, it's 5, and you would manage to baffle the teacher, and your logic was sound, and they couldn't debunk it, then they would give you an A plus. And this would apply to everything. And of course, we didn't know who our teacher would vote for, what policies they would support, because it didn't matter. The only thing that mattered was like, how did you reach that conclusion? And this was to almost every subject. Like in history, if you said, yeah, I think that Marcus Aurelius was a piece of shit, the teacher would be like, okay, well, how did you reach that conclusion? What makes you believe that he is a piece of shit? And you're like, well, I did some research in my free time, and this is what I found, and this, and like, and the conclusion is that he's a piece of shit. And it would be like, okay, well, fine. And that would be applied to everyone, right? Like every type of character from history, every type of public figure. Like if you manage to hold your arguments, they wouldn't care. And last month, we saw a teacher on the internet which went viral for teaching in the exact same way that I learned. He goes to a student which believes that J.K. Rowling is transphobic, and the teacher goes like, okay, well, let's analyze that. What exactly did she say which is transphobic? And the student had no idea. Like, they just levied the accusation. They had no idea what J.K. Rowling said that is transphobic, and he goes like, okay, well, let me look it up. And the teacher goes like, okay, fine. You know, like, take your smartphone, go on the internet, and find out what she said that is transphobic. So the student actually takes time, goes and finds a couple of tweets from J.K. Rowling that the mainstream media reported on, and he goes and gives the tweets, and the teacher goes like, okay, so you're thinking that this is transphobic. What part of this tweet do you believe that is transphobic? And he says, well, it's not a single part of this tweet, but I can see why other people would find it transphobic. And he's like, well, it doesn't matter what other people would find it. Like, let's take the other people out of the equation. Let's just look at the tweet. Do you personally find it transphobic? And he's like, well, no. But you would find it transphobic because other people do it. It's like, yeah. But don't you think like other people probably think the same? Like they themselves may not find it transphobic, but because they believe that the others would, then they are compelled to find it. And you know, like these types of questions, like he was using the Socratic method by just asking questions to the student. And at the end, the student goes like, yeah, I don't think J.K. Rowling is transphobic. I think she can be considered mean, but like I don't think she's transphobic. So he went viral with this. He got millions of views. And now he got fired.
So it happened yesterday. I was fired from my full-time teaching position. Not going to... It happened so quick. It happened in like 5 minutes. There was really no conversation, so they clearly knew what they wanted to do. So it's not someone that I don't think the... And I really genuinely, I'm not, because there's so little clarity on all of this, I'm really trying not to, I'm not interested in divulging anything. There's no utility in that. I never have. I never will. I think I have a right to articulate that I just lost my job and my basic observations, my life experience. There's no NDA. So when you say we appreciate you not divulging, I don't know if that means that you're threatening my severance package. I really hope not. I don't even know what the severance package is. I'm still waiting, but anyways, it was a bummer to lose my computer like that too.
Now, I'm not going to go through all of the thing because it's 7 minutes long, but you kind of get the gist of it. And it is astonishing because this teacher goes on the internet, becomes viral, gets millions of views, And people from all around the world, the overwhelming majority, in all the comment sections that I seen, were praising this teacher. Not because of the ideology or anything like that, but due to the way he was teaching. Like, using the Socratic method, trying to teach people how to think, not what to think, is probably what every single parent wants. Especially when it comes to what do you want to get from school for your child. It's like, yeah, I mean, getting him to have the tools to make their own decisions and being smart and independent is what every single parent wants. They don't want their kid to just know the correct answers without knowing how to get to them. And yet this teacher is fired. And obviously a message to other teachers, don't be like this guy. And, you know, the question is, like, why did they fire him? Because he was teaching people how to think, right? Like, and making the job of fact checkers irrelevant. Like, fact checkers probably have to figure out how to think as well, right? But it is also incredibly concerning as well, and it's if what he is saying is true, and I have no reason to believe that it isn't. The way that they did the firing is very creepy and ominous, and I have seen it happen before. It's like, oh, you need to be hush hush. Just don't tell what we're doing. Just hide it from the parents, okay? Like, they just. There was another case where a student in Scotland believed that there are more than two genders. And again, like, he gets laid off and they're telling him, don't talk to the press, don't talk to the press. You know? And it's like this type of behavior that is very creepy and bizarre. Like, I wouldn't appreciate if the teachers at the school that I'm going to send my son to are going to behave this way. And it's like, oh, well, we need to keep things hidden from V. We need to keep things hidden from the parents. It's like, Jesus. Now, personally, I don't think this guy is going to have difficulty in getting a job, especially due to how popular he is. Chances are there's going to be a private school somewhere that is going to give this guy a teaching position. But again, like, this guy is lucky because he went viral and people know what he stands for. But, like, how many other cases of people like this are there where they genuinely want to teach kids how to be independent and how to think for themselves, and they get punished for it? And it talks a lot about the type of system of inclusivity that they're promoting, an inclusivity where the overwhelming number of people are in favor of this guy, and they get to fire him anyway. And, of course, you know, like, if you're incredibly skeptic, you can say, well, maybe he got fired because it has nothing to do with this. But I pretty much doubt it. I think if, especially when you have, like, a person that's so viral, that is so popular, if you were to fire him for any other reason, you would give the reason. Like, because you don't want people to think that you're firing them for the wrong reasons, right? So you just say, well, he was late to class, or he was abusive towards the student, but, like, none of those things are given. And of course, you know, like, this is his interpretation of the story, but I'm sure, like, due to the popularity of the guy, due to him having millions of viewers, if he is lying about why he got fired, the chances are the school would definitely contact the press and say, oh, well, no, like, he's just slandering our name. But that's not happening. So this is why I generally believe him. Let me know what you guys think, though. And as usual, I will see you in the comment section. Take care.